Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, welcome, and if you are a return subscriber, welcome back. Everything that I use in this video will be listed down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss whenever I post another video. Let's get straight into it. In this palette, I'm using that dark brown shade first, and I'm just applying it to the outer corner, making sure that I blend out the edges as well. You don't have to blend out the edges super perfect because you will be going over that with another color just shortly. I'm also building the color up so that the brown is the exact dark brown that I want it to be. You can also add a little bit of black to it to make it even darker. And now that we have that brown applied, I'm going in with this tannish color, and it's like a goldish tan, and I'm just applying that directly on top as well as above that brown, and I'm using this as a transition color. You go in with your transition color first. It just depends on how you feel. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends. And I'm using the same brush for both colors, and I'm just switching back and forth between the colors, making sure that everything is nicely blended together. And to cut my crease, I'm going to be using the guide method, which is just applying a little bit of concealer to my lash line and then looking up and then fill in the space. To get rid of that harsh line where the concealer stopped, I'm just going to take this accent brush and I'm just going to blend that brown with that concealer. And you can go in with another shade the way that I'm about to do to blend it out even further. And because this is a fall look, you can't go wrong with applying a little bit of red. So I'm just going to apply this red directly where that brown stops, as well as a little bit on top of it, just so that it can blend together. And you want to make sure that you build this color up because it does not show through that good with the first swipe. It's like a little pinkish color. So you want to make sure that you build it up so it can be more red. And go back in with that darker brown or even the middle brown just to make sure that those colors blend together. And I didn't have to apply anything extra on the brushes. I just used whatever product was left. And I'm gonna go in with this orange and I'm gonna apply this to the inner corner, and I'm gonna also build this up as well. So go a little bit over that red and then the rest in the blank space. And as you can see, there is a little gap between that brown and that red as well as the orange, and that's okay because I will be applying some glitter there. And again, without applying anything extra onto the brush, just blend those two shades together. You also can get a clean brush and blend those shades together as well. And I felt like the red wasn't as bright as I wanted it to be, so I'm just building it up a little bit more. And to apply this gold, I'm just going to take a liner brush and apply a thin line. I'm also going to build that up a little bit because I really want it to show through, but not too bold. And I'm going to do my eyeliner off camera as well as the other side, and then I'll be back. Now that the eyes are halfway finished, I'm going to go in with some primer before applying my foundation. And I applied a thin layer of this, making sure that everything is nice and tacky. Now I'm just applying a little bit of foundation at a time and making sure that I blend it out. You want to make sure that you apply a little bit of foundation first and then build it up as you need. With this foundation though, it is a medium to full coverage, so you don't really need that much. You also don't have to apply the foundation right up under your eyes because that's where the concealer will go. But I like to apply a little bit because it gives me more coverage. I'm using that same foundation just to clean up my brows a little bit, as well as to blend out the rest of that foundation on my forehead. For the concealer, I wanted the under eyes to pop a little more. That's why I applied just the lighter concealer. And I'm using that same concealer to highlight my forehead as well as the center of my nose. And I only applied a little bit in each area because I didn't want it to be too light. And I always start blending out the outer edges first before blending in that inner corner. And as you can see, the lightness of it was perfect, but I wanted it to be a little bit brighter. So when I go and apply all my powders and stuff, the under eye area will still be a little bright, but not too bright. So I'm just going to apply a little more. And while I let that dry down some, I am going to contour my face just a little bit. And to help blend out those edges, I like to take my foundation brush without applying anything on it and blend out the edges to get rid of that harsh line. For this look, I decided to go in with my pressed powder underneath the eyes first, and I honestly love the way that this looked, but because I wanted it to be a little more highlighted, I'm gonna go in with my loose powder. And with this loose powder, I kind of went in a little heavy on this side, and you will see how I fix that in just a second. And I'm making sure that I don't bake for too long because I do have dry skin and I don't want the powder to sit on my face for too long. I'm going back in with my pressed powder to dust away all that extra powder as well as set the rest of my face. Whatever bronzer I still have on this brush is what I'm applying to my face. And now I'm just applying a little bit of blush just to really help that area stand out. And I'm going back in with the pressed powder underneath the eyes to make sure that that is nice and smooth. And for the lips, I'm going in with this brown lip liner, applying a nice thin layer. And then I'm gonna go in with a brush just to blend out the edges so that everything blends together. And I'm just going to add a little red to the center and do the same thing, just blend out the edges. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Everything will be listed down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss whenever I post another video.